Hello everyone, this is Rolande of My Goodie Store, and we are back in Understanding the Bible in Genesis, and we are in Genesis chapter 14. Remember in Genesis 13, Abraham and Lot had to split not because, well, they had a lot of things that they accumulated, sheep and goat and different things, but it was the people that work for them, they were at odds and it was gonna cause a rift. So before it caused a rift, Abraham decided to part ways. And he told them, wherever you go, I'm gonna go the opposite direction. And Lot chose to go some place that looked like the God of the Lord, which ended up being Sodom and Gomorrah. So that's what happened. And then afterwards, when he separated from Lot, then God opened up more of a blessing to him and different things like that. So that's where we're at. So I thank God for this opportunity again to, I guess, share His word and understand His word too, because I'm also understanding a lot of things also. So now we're gonna get into Genesis 14. It says luck, captivity, and rescue. So verse 1, and it came to pass in the days of Raphael, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elasar, Sheldolomer, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of nations. Verse 2, that they made war with Berah, king of Sodom, Bershar, king of Gomorrah, Shinab, king of Admah, Shember, king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, that is Zoar. Verse 3, all these joined together in the valley of Siddim, that is the Salt Sea. Verse 12. 12 years they served Chedorlaomer. Chedorlaomer is the king of Elam. Okay. And in the 13th year they rebelled. So all these kings got together and they were serving this one king, Chedorlaomer. And then after that, they rebelled. They served him for 12 years and they rebelled the 13th year. Verse 5. In the 14th year, Chedorlaomer and the kings that were with him came and attacked the Rephaim in the Ashtaroth, Karnaim, the Zuzim in Ham again, the Emim in Shaveh, Kirathaim. Verse 6, and the Horites in the mountain of Seir, as far as El Paran, which is by the wilderness. So they was attacking. They attack Rephaim. So I guess they attacked these places, probably were cities in the kingdom of Chedorlaomer. That's what I'm getting. If I'm wrong, I'm not sure. But that's what I'm reading. So verse 7. Then they turned back and came to En Mishpat, that is Kadesh. So I guess back in those days, Kadesh is called En Mishpat. Pat, actually, because it doesn't have the H. And attack all the countries of the Amalekites, and also the Amorites who dwelt in Hazazon Tamar. Verse 8. And the king of Sodom, the king of Gomorrah, the king of Admah, the king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, that is Zoar, went out and joined together in the battle in the valley of Siddim against Chedorlaomer. So all these kings, first of all of them were serving this Chedorlaomer, and then all of them together and attacked him. I don't know if Chedorlaomer had a big old army to get all these kings. It was like, how much kings? King of Sodom, Gomorrah, king of Sodom, because they were not Sodom and Gomorrah. It was different. You see here? That's why sometimes it's always good to don't just pass, because that's a lot of reading, it's a lot of words. But in this, they were separate kingdoms. They wasn't together. So Sodom was one, Gomorrah was another one, King Admah was one, and King Zobaim and King Bela. So that's 5 of them put together against the Chedorlaomer that they were serving for like 12 years. So I guess they got this epiphany. Is like, hey, it's more of us. We need to get rid of this guy. So that's what they did. They come against Chedorlaomer. Against Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, title king of nations. It was several of them. Oh, okay. So it's like kings against kings, battling in the valley. All right. So against Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, title king of nations, Raphael, king of Shinar, and Arioch, king of Elasar. 4 kings against 5. Oh, they put it right there for us. 4 kings against 5. So the 5, and then this 4. Okay. Hmm. But then maybe Chedorlaomer was like the head, because it says in verse 4, 12 years they served Chedorlaomer. Okay, but maybe Chedorlaomer called these other ones for backup. So, because in verse 4 it said these ones, the Sodom, Gomorrah, and Admah and Zobim, they were serving Chedorlaomer. So maybe Chedorlaomer heard that they was coming for him, and he called for backup. So that's probably what he might have did. So verse 10, now the valley of Siddim was full of asphalt pits, and the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled. Some fell there, and the remainder fled to the mountains. Verse 11, then they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all the provisions and went their way. Verse 12, they also took Lot, Abram's brother's son, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. So, even though the king of Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, Zobim, Bela came together, they got whooped. They got defeated. And in the midst of that, Lot got caught up in the mix of that, because where he was dwelling, he went and go dwell he pitched his tent near that area. So when they came and fled, they took his stuff. So everything that he had acquired, he lost all of it. And remember, he only got blessed because of who he was with. So sometimes it is not good when God is blessing you. God has placed somebody in your life, and because of that person, you are receiving certain blessings. It's not good for you to leave that person, go your own way and stuff like that. I think it would be better for him to have called out his shepherd people and tell them, you guys need to chill out. You need to chill out. We one family, one. Because now he left his covering, which was Abram, and because he left his covering, he was exposed. And because he was exposed, thieves came in and took everything that he had, but everything that he had acquired through Abram. So that's what happened. He left his covering. Not when it's time for you to leave your covering, God will let you know, and then God is going to give you another covering, or you become a covering for somebody. But in this case, he was not supposed to leave, because if it was ordained for him to leave, he wouldn't lose his stuff. But he left, and then he got caught up in this battle between four kings against 5 kings, and then he lost all of his stuff. So before you leave certain places, you need to make sure, God, is this you? Can I go on? Verse 13. Then one who had escaped came and told Abram the Hebrew, for he dwelt by the terebinth trees of Mamre, the Amorite, brother of Eshcol and brother of Aner, and they were allies with Abram. Verse 14. Now when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his 318 trained servants. Abram had a lot of servants, 318, and then he trained them too, who were born in his own house, and went in pursuit as far as Dan. So this one guy escaped, and he came and told Abram what was going on. So Abram loaded up his backup, and then they went as far as Dan. Verse 15. He divided his forces against them by night, and he and his servants attacked them and pursued them as far as Hobah, which is far north of Damascus. Verse 16. So he brought back all the goods. So that you see, he was supposed to leave. Verse 16. So he brought back all the goods and also brought back his brother Lot and his goods, as well as the women and people. So he only was able to recover the goods because Abram had to go and go get them. Lot didn't even have the capacity and the people around him to even go get his stuff back. Abram had to come back and save him again. Why you left? But he left. He left because he wanted to leave. That really down in a way, because if he didn't really want to leave, he could have put his workers in his place. Because at the end of the day, they work for you. You understand? So, anyways, so Abram was able to get his stuff because Abram was unrelenting, because he went as far as Dan. He didn't get nothing, and he went to Hobah, and he went all over the place, and then he got everything. So verse 17. And the king of Sodom went out to meet him at the valley of Shaveh. That is the king's valley, after his return from the defeat of Shedorlaomer. And you see, even all those five kings, they weren't even able to defeat this Shedorlaomer. But Abram went and was able to. He didn't defeat them, but he was able to get Lot's stuff. So Abram don't play. Anyway, so let's continue. Abram and Melchizedek. Verse 18. Then Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought bread and wine. He was a priest of God Most High. Verse 19. And he blessed him and said. So probably in the midst of the battle or someplace, wherever he went, he met up with Melchizedek, and he was the priest of God Most High. So he was not funny priest that do stuff undercover. He was God's priest. And then he blessed Abram. So he blessed be Abram of God Most High, possessor of heaven and earth, and be blessed, and blessed be God Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hands. So Abram, you see, when you bless, you don't need to be telling people, girl, I'm blessed, I'm favored, I'm highly favored, I'm smart, I'm this, I'm that. People gonna see it. People gonna see it. People gonna see it. People gonna hear of it. You don't need to say nothing. And he blessed Abram, and he gave him a tithe of all. So everything that, whatever he had, maybe the stuff that he got back, he gave a tithe of it. A tithe of it. And that tithe, I don't know if he gave 10%, he gave 20%, whatever it was, but he gave a part of. He didn't give all, because tithe is not all of your money or all of your goods or all of your time or whatever how you give your tithes. Some people give tithes. That tithe is time only. But anyway, it's not all of it, but it's a part. So he gave a part. Verse 21. Now the king of Sodom said to Abram, give me the persons and take. Now the king of Sodom said to Abram, give me the persons and take the goods for yourself. Verse 22. Now Sodom gonna bargain with him. But Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have raised my hand to the Lord God Most High, the possessor of the heaven and earth. He raised his hand, child. You tell them people, men of God, raise their hands. You better be scared, because they ain't playing. Verse 23. That I will take nothing from a thread to a sandal strap, and that I will not take anything that is yours, lest you should say, I have made Abram rich. Oh no, you're not gonna be talking about give me this and stuff like that. I'm not gonna bargain with you. So you go run and say, oh, I made Abram rich. Dude, get up my face, okay? Now you want to bargain. People, the dude whip you. You couldn't even whip him and stuff. All 5 of y'all was together. Y'all couldn't even beat this guy. I came with 300 only trained, and they were servants. They wasn't even soldiers. They were servants. And then we were able to get our stuff back. Now you want to come and bargain with me? Who you think you is? That's what Abram said. Boy, get on my face, okay? Anyway, verse 24. Except only what the young men have eaten, and the portion of the men who went with me, Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre, let them take their portion. So the only thing I'm going to give you is the stuff that my young men have to eat, because of course they not really soldiers. They were just servants. So they're gonna get there was honor. They came from where they came from, Canaan. They went to dance. It was all over the place. So they tired, they hungry and stuff like that. So that's the only thing I would probably give back to you. But I'm not gonna give you stuff or give me the persons and take the goods for yourself. Who are you? So, child, Abram was not having Abram was not here for the king of Sodom. King of Sodom, you need to find some place. You need to have several seats. Okay. So that's Genesis chapter 14. So we're gonna continue next time, and that's gonna be Genesis 15, and then we're gonna see what's gonna go down. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.